Hi, this is Matt, and I'm going to take a few minutes to reflect on some takeaways from my interview with Miss Suzette Foster-Jemmott. So first, I want to go ahead and speak about her viewpoints on whether leadership is born, or whether you could be a born leader, or if it's a learned behavior. And her viewpoints seem to coincide with mine, which is some people do have traits that they're born with that might predispose them to being a leader, but ultimately it's learned behaviors and it's a work in progress. To be a leader is always something you can work on. We should always have a positive outlook and that there is more to learn. You could always do better. The human element to me was prevalent throughout the interview. I think that was one of the hallmarks of her leadership style. I like that she spoke on saying that she prefers to not micromanage people. She has trust. She trusts them to do the job and get it done, and she doesn't need to be looking over the shoulder. I also like that she spoke about leadership as a collaborative effort. So you're working with the group, you're taking in their viewpoints. You're not treating everyone like they're just your underlings. So there's more of an even, it's like seeing eye to eye, essentially. And looking at the person like that, treating them with that level of respect. But also, so to draw back on that a tiny bit, when she was speaking about how she feels that the lines of respect can sometimes get blurred. To me, my takeaway is that it's important to establish boundaries. Excuse me, I'm tripping up. Establish boundaries with your colleagues and coworkers and subordinates to make sure that they don't forget that you are the leader and you are there to make sure that the job gets done. And you have to command that respect. You have to be firm at times when it's necessary. But ultimately, the best way to motivate people is to inspire them by the way you treat them. You want to inspire people to do a good job for you, to help make you look good. They want to make themselves look good. And when you treat people the right way, they're going to want to do a good job for you. So now going into the next part, my takeaway, bottom line, experience over education. You can learn about leadership, you can learn about it in an academic setting, but ultimately your experiences are likely to teach you more, way more than you would learn in the classroom. And thus the saying, experience is the best teacher. So moving on, another element I like that she touched on was that you should know your strengths. This goes to when we're speaking about whether any leader can do anything. I don't believe that's necessarily true. You have to play to your strengths and find out what you're good at, and that's where you could excel. You're always going to want to work on your weaknesses, but play to the strengths. You're likely to see more success that way as a leader. I liked what she said about the technical aspects. I think, as she said, it's important to know what you're talking about. You're taking information from the bottom up, and you have to make sure that when you pass it on, you want to pass it on and know what you're talking about and be able to deliver the information properly, and you want to explain it to people who may even have less understanding than you do. So it's important to be familiar with the different facets of the organization. So moving on, so you want to be technical, but be prepared for it and start thinking about the conceptual level, because leaders at any level, they should always be thinking about the bigger picture, because that's part of the leadership. Where is the organization going? What are the goals? You got to look at the bigger picture. Also, I like that what she was speaking to regarding for up and coming leaders. It's important to have the right attitude and the right mindset. You want to be able to take on new projects. Don't ever have the attitude that, well, that's not my job or that's above my pay grade. You're building your own resume, you're building your character as well. You go through different challenges, you learn new things by stepping outside of your comfort zone. And part of being a leader is the willingness to step outside of those boundaries. And also like that she said, you know, in speaking to up and coming leaders, experience more, you know, still rallying on the same thing. You want to try to take in everything you can. You know, the more well-rounded and diverse you are, the more diverse experience you have. You know, you have different ways to approach situations. It gives you a different mindset. And ultimately, the more, all of this goes into making a great leader. So the more you experience, the more you learn, the more you grow, and the better leader you'll be. And the better, you know, you can help other people become leaders as well and help them grow. So those are my biggest takeaways. I thought it was a great interview, and it was nice to learn about her opinions and viewpoints and what she thinks makes a leader. So it was definitely a good experience. Thank you.